הנשמה תהלליה, כל הנשמה תהלליה, כל הנשמה תהלליה, כל הנשמה hallelujah.
I only popped in about 3 generations ago.
But 50 years ago.
50 years ago.
I'm very fortunate to have been raised in Beth Emeth.
I've been a member of Beth Emeth for many years.
6 generations members of Congregation Beth Emeth, so that's pretty unique.
I became a Jew by choice about 30 years ago, and I slowly immersed myself into all things Beth Emeth.
I started teaching Hebrew school here early 2014.
I came to Beth Emeth in 3rd grade to start religious school.
I just recently officially signed up, but I've been going here for about a year at this point.
My parents joined Congregation Beth Emeth just after they moved to this building.
I came right after my bat mitzvah in 7th grade.
My wife was a member of Beth Emeth when we met, and I joined with her.
We joined Beth Emeth early in the 60s, and I went to religious school here.
My mother was confirmed over 80 years ago.
My connection to Beth Emeth goes back actually 5 generations, including my well-known grandfather, who was president of the temple for 24 years.
I grew up in Albany, and I was bat mitzvahed and confirmed.
It started when my father was confirmed at Beth Emeth along with my 2 uncles, and as I got older I began Sunday school.
We would have to be dressed up like I am today, even as a small child.
We came to Beth Emeth, I enjoyed the services, and I thought it was the right place for my kids.
Like Mom, I have great memories of growing up here at Beth Emeth. I thoroughly enjoyed coming here.
What brought me here eventually was not only Rabbi Shbeen, but the community itself. The community that he described was certainly the community I met.
Congregation Beth Emeth is proud to be celebrating its 180th anniversary this year.
I think the 180th anniversary is an opportunity to celebrate certainly the past. I think it's also an opportunity to celebrate what it is today.
By March 25th, 1838, enough Jews were in the community to have the support to establish a congregation, Temple Beth El, the first Jewish congregation established in the city of Albany and in our region.
I came into the congregation really not knowing anyone but immediate family, and I think that there's a warmth within the congregation that I didn't feel 50 years ago.
It's been just such an important part of my life. Life cycle events, whenever there's a problem, it's nice to be able to come back here. This is sort of a second home.
We just move in all different directions, but still we come together truly as a Beth Emeth family. This is truly a family.
I think it's important growing up in the Jewish faith, recognizing that people before us had laid the foundation for us to move forward and be the next generation.
So with our history, with our heritage, with our traditions, Beth Emeth has always played an important role in the evolution of the Reform movement.
One would think that a congregation with this kind of a rich history might be not as open to new people, new ideas, and yet we have found the complete opposite. My family and I have been welcomed here with warmth and love in a way that we never could have expected. I've been to several synagogues in the capital region and have never seen a quite diverse, dynamic, ahead of the times congregation.
I've also liked the connection to our bigger community by meeting new people on Friday night, some who don't come every Friday and maybe come occasionally, or new members.
When I first came, I probably knew 2 people, kids my age, and then I joined Sabig and I instantly became friends with so many new people.
We want and pride ourselves on being a warm, open, inclusive, inviting congregation that everyone is welcome into our doors.
My adopted daughter, Shaylin, has been embraced by the congregation. She is a special needs child. And earlier this year, we had her bat mitzvah, and it was one of the happiest moments of my life.
So I always felt incredibly welcomed by not only my friends, obviously, but all of the Hebrew school teachers and, staff members and everything.
I've met some wonderful people through Brotherhood. We've done some wonderful things.
We have had stability in our congregation, and we know that this isn't the case all over North America and the world.
Being on the board is a way to ensure that the next generation and the new families that become part of the congregation are going to be having a wonderful experience.
We really want to take a look at what we can contribute, what we can innovate while we're here to add on to it, and how we can kind of foster those relationships from the tribe to other groups that are already so well established here to really plan for the future.
We'll all move forward in all different directions, but I'm certain that Beth Emeth will still have that love because this is the basis for our relationships.
And I think what Reform Judaism offers, especially through Congregation Beth Emeth, is so special.
I hope that we can convince our younger generations to be as committed to Beth Emeth as the past generations have been. So the next 180 years will be even stronger.
I hope and I pray that perhaps in 180 years from now, that generation of Jews here in Albany and members of our congregation, Beth Emeth, will look back and be grateful for the foundation, the heritage that we have passed along to them.
The future is for my children and my grandchildren. Hopefully they will be still living here and can enjoy this congregation and all the benefits and all the support services that this congregation has to offer in the future for them.
It's a real community now, and a community for so many different people and in so many different ways. And we want to continue to be important and vital in people's lives.
Beth Emeth is always there for you. If you have concerns or worries or just need to talk to someone, they are always available.
And I think it is vitally important for the next 180 years that there be a congregation that helps support human rights, human social justice, that helps make sure that there is a home for Jewish folks.
A few years ago, my daughter Lisa was married and Rabbi Shbeam performed the ceremony. She is married to another woman, and this is something that had not happened in our congregation before. I think that this is a wonderful commitment that Beth Emeth makes to want to be part of the life of its congregants and the community.
Some of the changes I've learned to accept. Others I still find difficult to accept, but as my son tells me, the reform movement is moving in one direction, and I shouldn't be as stagnant as I have a tendency to be when I'm not sure I like something.
Who are not always the most popular people in a country. And I just hope the nurturing of those values of Tikkun Olam, of the importance of community, the importance of Jewish education continue.
There's something for everyone. There's social action. There's brotherhood, there's sisterhood, there's something for everybody.
And I'm very, very proud of what we've been able to do over the last few years, and more plans that will be announced pretty soon of how we plan to go in the future.
So I look forward to working with those currently on the Social Action Committee and bringing others in our Beth Emeth community in to become more involved, whether project-based here at Beth Emeth or community-wide.
It's especially important to know that 100 Academy Road will be an active and meaningful part of the next generations that come after us, long after we're not here.
It's so critical for us to know that we have done all that we are capable of doing to sustain our congregation, Beth Emeth, and to make sure that 180 years from now, people will still be have the
We'll be
benefit
back.
of being part of a dynamic, wonderful, not just a local leader, but as congregations that's recognized nationally as well for their creative and innovative programs.
I hope that we leave the congregation better than we found it. I hope that we continue to do all of the wonderful things that we do and to even expand on that. We have truly been blessed